I can see there's so much to learn. It's all so close and yet so far. I can see myself as people seeing me. Oh, I just know there's something bigger out there. I wanna know, can you show me? Oh, you're early. Hi. I was taking a refreshing shower to calm my nerves before I really open up and explain one of the most comforting things in my froggy life. As you may know, my humble bog is a very refreshing and relaxing place filled with the lovely songs of my fellow frogs and toads. A much more famous frog than me once spoke of rainbows and their connections to dreams. That always stuck with me as something important, and us at the pond are so happy people continue to grow and dream. Before I get ahead of myself, hi, my name is Newbie, aka Newbert, and something I hold dear to me is the feelings of comfort and activities that make me feel safe. The parasites that give me higher thought are itching more today than normal. I think it's time I delve into something we can all relate to and give my personal perspective on why I think the concepts of nostalgia are so important. This has been a long undertaking of me collecting my thoughts and even asking a dear friend at the pond to assist me today in helping show what it means to be nostalgic. Looking back on our earlier years in life tend to cause some of us to remember past traumas and events we'd rather stay in our memories. Most forget the past memories of when things were easier and you had a chance to unwind and have a better time. For some, taking a nice sit underneath a large shady tree is a comfortable place, and they don't really know why. When I was a young frogling, I remember being so excited to rush home and go into my favorite escape from homework and even the bullies at school: video games. For me, this was the primary way I de-stressed and escaped from reality and be things I simply wasn't. I remember wishing I could be the cool guy everyone wanted to have around, so I would seek to be the hero of the world, one that people loved, wanted to talk to, and most importantly, one that felt wanted by those around me. Whether I was an Italian plumber saving the princess, or was a young child catching monsters and balls to show how good and caring of a friend I truly could be, I would always seek that feeling of want. I haven't always had the easiest time with my own identity, and I also haven't had the best time being myself. In those moments of escapism, I remember making my own stories so I could be the hero. I always was chasing that feeling of being the best or the most important in those days. What I didn't realize is the things I was actually being taught and held on to from those times. One game I sank a lot more time than I'd care to admit in was Chibi Robo, a cute little robot that does his best to help those around him feel happier. That's what I remember most from the game, helping the family clean their house and also helping the tiny friends met along the way. I only recently realized I find the same comfort from helping people in my day-to-day as I did back when I played Chibi Robo. The memories of my time spent in the activities of my early life have helped me move forward in a lot of ways. I still remember how it felt to watch Spirited Away for the first time. I remember the day I went to see the movie Coraline in theaters when it came out. I remember crying my eyes out when the Iron Giant sacrificed himself to be what he truly wanted to be: a hero. Allow me to set the stage for you before I delve into the next topic, alright? Imagine sitting in a darkly painted room with only the morning sun adding any light. A nice somber yellow tint in your room, and you sit down and turn on your PlayStation 2 for the first time that day, after the night before playing a game you'd played hundreds of times before, but you didn't have a memory card during those times. The day before, you were given a memory card and were finally able to save that game. You were up so early because you couldn't sleep from excitement to finally see more of the game you didn't know you could see. You load up your game and get to the title screen, and finally you get to press load game for the first time. And you are greeted with a life-changing experience that has never left your mind to this very day.
made up my mind. I raise my hands from beneath the shifting sand and embrace the winds of change. Suddenly, everything is up to me. The pages turn, flashing full of memories. I can see it all too clear. The time has come to face my fear. And there's a fire burning in my heart to shine when all is torn apart. And I will make it through this desert storm, safe and warm. My shield is strong, I'll take my chances here and now. Bring on the fight, I'll find a way to win somehow. No tomorrows, no regret. I'll risk it all for this brand new day.
Now, if I set the stage properly and with what you just saw, I hope you went back to a time when something similar changed how you view everything. What you just saw is why this took so long to finally come out. In my parasite-infused mind, I went mad and wanted to show you all this important memory that transformed my perspective in ways I still feel to this day. In my clearly mad state, I asked my overworked and underpaid editor to make a cover of a song just so I could use it in this video. I know, absolutely insane logic on my part, yet what I got was something that flashed me back to the past. For a brief moment, I was a young frogling in front of the TV, finally getting to continue the story. I got so emotional. I literally felt the exact feeling I did the first time I saw it. It's a memory I never let go of, and I got to relive it without even playing Wild Arms 3 to do it. A lost concept from back then is making the most of what little you did have. When I was given Wild Arms 3 as a birthday gift from my cousin, I didn't even have a PS2. My uncle did. And I remember begging to go over there so I could play the games I was given. My uncle, however, did not have a memory card for his PS2, so I could never get very far in the game. I must have played the prologue sequence countless times just to try to get a little further than the last time. It wasn't until much later I finally got a PS2 that even had a memory card. Thankfully, I didn't have to wait more than a year or else the story wouldn't even exist. The first time I saved, I was prompted with a question I'd never seen before. Would you like to continue? I've seen games have closing screens before, so when I was greeted to a beautiful and somber song that lulled me to sleep, naturally, I woke up excited to finally continue. When I saw that intro for the first time, it finally clicked in my mind. Video games are art. I have from then on held that memory in my mind very close. What's funny to me is I hold this memory in much higher regard than when my crazed uncle bought a PS3 when they originally came out in 2006 as a Christmas present to himself after his dog tripped him and he knocked his PS2 off the counter and it exploded into a million pieces. That PS3 let me finally play Kingdom Hearts, literally at all, because my cousin had that, and for some reason, that disc hated PS2s. It worked perfectly fine in my uncle's $600 original backwards compatible PS3. That held no real long stay in my mind compared to the loading Wild Arms 3 for the first time. A lot of my early memories work like this. It really isn't the fact I got to play them. It was the experience I had that I remember. Another game from this time in my life I have a shocking memory of is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I couldn't get past Chapter 1 because I didn't stop to read the tutorial of Koops and literally had no idea he could hold his shell spin in place by holding the button. I then later got stuck in the Chapter 5 epilogue because I didn't think the puzzle to turn Princess Peach invisible with a potion actually required you to wait 30 seconds for it to cook. It does, by the way. I was on a family reunion trip and I brought my GameCube with me just in case I got super duper sunburned again and couldn't swim in the pool. I was in such close proximity to a microwave, I was actually able to time it 30 seconds properly, and lo and behold, you did, in fact, have to wait 30 seconds. Thanks, Nintendo. You know, children have short attention spans, and making them wait is a Herculean task, right? Speaking of which, I even taught myself how to read so I could properly play another Nintendo game from my childhood, Mario RPG and the Legend of the Seven Stars. I played this before I could read and needed my parents to tell me what was happening. Problem was, I was like 5 and would want them to read it to me at 6 in the morning when they were sleeping. So I started practicing using the alphabet I knew and the Hooked on Phonics tapes I would listen to very quietly and would follow along in the phonics books. I somehow managed to find the correct books too without reading. I would literally run back and forth from rooms to practice reading the words in the game after I learned how they should sound. I eventually stopped using the tapes and could read independently from them in my head without sounding out words at the age of 5. I look back on these memories when I play that game and I can still feel the pride I did back then today. I'm very nostalgic for these feelings. I don't necessarily care about the experience I felt playing them. I remember the atmosphere and the feelings I had from them. I remember I used to have a different family reunion that had 2 pine trees that grew really close together and had space underneath them in between that you could sit at and not have any branches there. I would sit there away from all the noise and play on my lavender Game Boy Advance SP. The game I would play, you might ask? Pokemon Ruby version. If you remember anything about that game, you would know you could make secret bases in pine trees in the game. To this day, I still can feel that calm and cool breeze and the smell of fresh pine when I would play it. As I grow older, I assume it's natural to become afraid of the idea that you might lose those memories and those feelings from the past. I hold on to them dearly because it brings me back to a simpler time when I could just slow it down and take a step back from the moments I feel blue.
The roses that bloom bright in youth soon turn to ash. By the way, when was the last time you had an eye exam?
Oh my! Thank you, Holy Father. I will tell them about that. In our ever-growing society, and as time moves on, things have started to have a major downshift in quality. Something that may be easy to guess is I have an attachment to Magic the Gathering. It has been one of my longest running hobbies alongside playing video games. I used to spend countless hours reading cards and thinking of ideas to build decks I would enjoy. Something I didn't expect, however, was to see a beloved card game from my high school days literally turn into Fortnite the card game. At first, I was very excited for things I liked to be included in a card game I also liked, before I was blessed with knowledge that was hard to swallow. I was being pandered to and abused as a source of profits. I found myself losing interest in something I really cared about very deeply, and I began to wonder why. Shouldn't I be happy these things I have a deep attachment to becoming a part of something else I enjoy? I didn't feel happy or excited after a while. I started to feel more anger and resentment, and I couldn't understand why. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. Something I hold close to me is the love I have for Star Wars. It was one of the things me and my dad always shared with each other. And I remember being so excited we could sit down and share that experience together. When Disney purchased Star Wars and I found out 3 more movies would come out, me and my dad naturally got excited. We went on his birthday for the next 3 years to go watch them together in theaters. We slowly watched everything we loved be killed off and replaced by things that felt empty and lifeless in comparison. It's a hard pill to swallow, realizing these beloved memories are actively being victimized to try to get money out of you and taking away what made them special to begin with. It continues to happen. My memories are being used against me to make me spend money on inferior products attempting to capture what made them special to begin with. Snow White, a film so important to the history of the Disney Corporation, was remade and it was literally catered to no one and tainted a legacy of artwork. Star Wars, a franchise that literally crossed the generational gap, is now actively destroying that bridge and isn't coming close to what it once was. Everything is slowly becoming more about taking what we care about and telling us we are stupid and need to grow up. That those beloved memories are worthless and are free to exploit and be replaced. It hurts. It hurts to see so many beloved things you grew up with be used against you. Those feelings you felt, the moments of realization you had, the development of who you are, doesn't matter anymore. What matters is how much money you will throw at them trying to hold on to your fleeting memories. You were being exploited without realizing it. We all worry about losing our memories. It's a very natural fear we all share. Any item that can take you back to when you first smiled and felt something grow inside you isn't something to be taken lightly. I don't want to watch my memories be taken away from me. I'd rather let them fade away or be completely forgotten. At least then, in my mind, I know despite the loss of the innocent moment, I will still be able to hold on to how it shaped me as a person. I just hope more people start to see that those memories are worth a lot more than fleeting excitement from the pandering that is happening. I know that might have gotten surprisingly heavy there for a moment. Despite these feelings of my memories being exploited, I still have hope for what comes. As I grow older, and as we all change moving forward, it's nice to know that the moments I continue to have may later on be fondly remembered. One thing I've learned in my life is that perspective is truly the most powerful thing in this world. My current perspective isn't actually sad or even frustrated. It's a somber one, being happy I was able to make these memories I've shared with you all. I plan to continue to tell my stories and ideas on how I feel about topics and subjects, because I hope one day something I have to say may change someone's perspective on a topic. I hope something I have to say or have experienced will help them heal. All in all, we all are just frogs in a swamp. We all just want to be happy and comfortable floating on down the river we call life. Despite the changes in the river, I will continue to float on down. I will continue to share my thoughts. I hope you join with me on this journey. I hope we all learn to reflect inward and see more of ourselves in each other, and realize we all look back to when things were a lot simpler. Hi once again. If you stuck it through to the end, I want to thank you for giving me the time out of your day. It means a lot to me that my ramblings kept your attention. If you have anything to add or anything you would like to ask me, please feel free to leave a comment. I also want to thank you for coming to my blog, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope to see you back here again soon. This has been a long undertaking and Undertale. Sans Undertale.
This is one of Sans Undertale.
It's John Undertale himself. And you are greeted with a life-changing experience that has never left your mind to this very day.
A change in time.
Yeah, the song comes up. A change in time. Saffron made up her mind. She's gonna be a menace.
Yeah. She purrs. She likes your pets. She likes your scritches.
But now she's scratching my scritches. I don't think she liked them. I got so emotional. I literally felt the...
Saffron.
You crazy cat.
You menace, you.
I'm not a springboard. I have feelings that hurt. Claws go ow. Something that may be easily Something that may be easy to get.
It may be easily.
It's easy to guess. Not maybe easily inferred.
Yeah.
Something that may be easy to guess is that I hate Nintendo because they want to sell a plastic Virtual Boy for $99.
No, we gotta charge you $25 for your pieces of cardboard. We saw Magic the Gathering was doing that, so we gotta do it too.
Uh-oh.
Your childhood? Yeah, that'll be, can I get your credit card information, please? And the 3-digit code on the back, and your date of birth, and your mother's maiden name? Thank you very much. By the way, sign this contract. No, you don't get to keep your soul afterward, but I promise you'll get your childhood. I promise. Just sign right there. Don't read the fine print, please.
Whoa, that was charged.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be bloopers, and I hope that's one of them. Something that may be easy to get to.
We have our impossible sentence for the video.
I know. And realize we all look back to when things were a lot simpler.
Bow now. Da, da, da.
It's Croc! I didn't even talk about Croc, despite Croc being important too, but you know, in a different way.
Yeah.
It's the game from my childhood I couldn't beat worth a damn at all. It just, cute little crocodile guy in the most depressing world ever for some reason, because, you know, everything had to be dark and a bottomless pit.
We're saving that for Nostalgia Part 2.
Oh yeah, we're saving that. Nostalgia Part 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Why does Newbert use the songs he uses in the backgrounds of the videos? Because I have attachment to those songs. And by attachment to those songs, I mean, don't ask me why I used that song from Crash Bandicoot 1, because I only used it because it sounds like a swamp ambience.
Yeah.
I didn't actually play Crash Bandicoot 1 as a kid. I played Crash Bandicoot 3.
I think I picked that one, actually.
You did pick that one. That's what's funny.
I was like, yeah, we should use Crash Bandicoot. And you were like, nah, that's not really the vibe I'm going for. And then we found that song, and you were like, oh.
Oh, I forgot about that one. In my defense, a lot of the Crash Bandicoot soundtrack is a bunch of, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like acidic tones and industrial rock and roll themes. Like, I forgot that in the first Crash Bandicoot game, you start off in a jungle and it has a whole bunch of normal stuff, just ambient sounds and nice music.
Yeah.
Not twangy guitars and Clancy Brown screaming at me at the top of his lungs. Anyways, the outro now. Hi, once again. If you stuck it through to the end, I want to... I can't breathe.
Where are you going?
I'm dying.
Newbert is dead. Keela will take over the channel.
What are you saying in there?
Nothing.
He's not gonna take over shit.
Yeah, but you're dead.
I'm not dead, I'm dying. There's a difference.
Dying, death.
No, I'm not gonna stop the pain. We're all gonna have to deal with the great bootleg, and that's all we have, okay?
The pain will continue.
Remember, piracy isn't a price issue, it's an availability problem.
Yeah. Thanks, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe.
We're gonna have to make a Gabe Newell video.
There's the call for the video.